The Israeli cabinet is set to vote on a ceasefire deal with Hezbollah today after Prime Minister Netanyahu reportedly approves the deal in principle.
Israeli officials telling the New York Times, quote, a key sticking point has been Mr. Netanyahu's insistence on securing some assurance that Israel could restart the fighting if Hezbollah broke the truce.
Mike Huckabee has been appointed as the U.S. ambassador to Israel by President-elect Trump, and he joins us now. Governor, good morning to you. So if this deal is signed, the proposed ceasefire would reportedly include a 60-day pause in fighting, Israeli forces withdrawing from Lebanon, Hezbollah retreating, and Lebanon's army creating a buffer along the Israeli border. So what do you think about this? And if signed, what does this mean for Israel moving forward?
Well, let me be clear. I'm not speaking for the president, President Trump, or the administration. I've got to get confirmed in order to be the ambassador, so I've got to issue that disclaimer. But it's certainly good news. Good news for people in Lebanon, great news for the people of Israel who have had to relocate from their homes, 100,000 families who can't live in their communities and neighborhoods because of the constant missiles and bombs and rockets that are pelting upon them. So this would be wonderful if it holds. But the problem is that Hezbollah and its Iranian-backed proxies like Hamas and the Houthis, they've never kept an agreement. So I think the Prime Minister's doing the right thing by trying to say, let's see if we can get a way that you quit bombing us and throwing missiles and rockets at us. But I also think he's very smart to retain the right to restart the fighting if Hezbollah breaks the truce.
So New York Times is reporting that Iranian leadership is encouraging Hezbollah to accept a ceasefire deal because Iran is worried that continued fighting by Israel would degrade Hezbollah's capabilities even further. So that means that Israel has the upper hand right now, and Iran is worried.
And they ought to be worried. They know what happened when Donald Trump was in office before. The maximum pressure that he put on the Iranian government pretty well bankrupted them. And that's what made it so difficult for them to move forward. Joe Biden came in, took his foot off the gas, or off the brake, put it on the gas, and the next thing you know, the Iranians are flush with money. What do they do with it? They gave it to Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, and they started killing innocent civilians. So yes, they're worried. They ought to be. And let's hope that when President Trump is inaugurated, one of the first things he does is reinstate that maximum pressure and make it clear that it's not just for Israel, it's for all of the Middle East to have a peaceful existence, which cannot happen as long as the Iranians keep threatening to wipe every Jew off the face of the earth. And then their promise is to come after us in the U.S. Let's not take that lightly. Let's believe what they say.
Yeah, that's right. And now the International Criminal Court, when it comes to Benjamin Netanyahu, has a warrant out for Netanyahu's arrest. We have to leave it there. But I was talking to somebody about this with some inside information saying that that was Netanyahu's biggest fear because now it makes it very difficult for him to travel. So a lot going on. Hopefully this ceasefire deal does happen with Israel having the upper hand and turning on the fighting if things go south. Governor Huckabee, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.